Okay, we're now live. Am I? สวัสดีค่ะทุกคนวู้ฮู้มาแล้ว Yes, both of them. สวัสดีค่ะ Hello, this is another episode of English Chitchat ฝึกฟังภาษาอังกฤษ 90% where I speak 90% in English so you can practice listening and interacting in English here only at ฝรั่งอ่านมานี่คือแบบดึงพลังแบบหยดสุดท้ายที่มี so that I can talk to you guys today. Hello. Today, ladies and gentlemen, is a special Q&A session where I feel like we haven't properly have time to really talk about things like casually because we have been like we always have a topic. So sometimes I didn't get to talk to you and answer your questions as much as I want to. So here it is. Now I am today answering some of your questions. สวัสดีทุกคนเลยนะคะ Wow, we have so many of you guys from YouTube. คุณพานุพงศ์ said, how are you? Hi, I'm good. And you? คุณนาธาเหรอคะนาธา Hi. คุณปวริศ Hello พี่คณะ Hello. คุณชิติพงศ์ Hi คุณสมาน Hi Good morning เหรอตอนนี้เหรอ Good morning เหรอคุณสมานเทียมดีนั่นนะคะ คุณน้ำฝนพี่คณะ It's so cute You are cute Okay สวัสดีทุกคนนะคะ Today is a special Q&A session So from now onwards Please send your questions so that we can talk a little bit today and I want to be able to answer your questions. Today I want to be answering your questions and talk with you more, which means that I don't have any topic. That's not because I didn't prepare. That's not because I didn't have time to prepare. No, that's not a reason at all. The reason It's because I want to talk to you ไม่เนียนเลย Hello there โอเคค่ะ so please send your questions here do you have any questions please send your questions here so that we can get to talk what are your most like what are the some things that have been on your mind lately yeah that you want to fix about your English so then I hope to be here to answer your questions and hopefully maybe it can help inspire you or solve some of your problems. Okay, now for all English chit chat, you and me, we are going to forget all the grammar rules and all the fear of making mistakes and just trying to use English because I myself always make mistakes even until now every single day I still make mistakes and I'm learning from my mistakes so English chit chat is number 1 to get over your fear of making to get over my fear to get over my fear of making mistakes number 2 is hopefully it can help you get over your fear of using English as well and to see that we can talk and communicate just fine right You know what I mean? Okay. Now we have some interesting questions already. I liked it. I'm not sure if I'm gonna be able to answer all of them, but I will try my best. Okay, starting with this is a question. คุณเมย์วัดดี How was your day? Amazing. I had an amazing day. But exhausting at the same time but it's good I'm glad I still have the job that I like and I love and I enjoyed it very much. How was your day? Okay. คุณลุงเปิ้ลเลิศขวัญนะคะถามมาว่าฟังผู้บริหารสิงคโปร์ไม่ทันมีวิธีแก้ไหมครับ For me, to me, there's no fixed. It's not a universal solution. มันไม่ได้เป็นแบบวิธีแบบสากลนะคะนะก็ไม่มีแบบอันนี้ opinion based ล้วนๆเลยเป็นความคิดเห็นของนะล้วนๆเลยเนาะ There are two things about listening comprehension. The first thing is about you recognizing the sound. Yeah, recognizing the sounds mean when you listen to the sounds, you know it represents แปลว่า s คือตัว t, right? That's recognizing the sounds. Mean you know that it means it represents symbolize. Yeah, it represents one letters, and that letters represent another words, right? The words, right? The second thing is you knowing, understanding that the meaning behind the sound, yeah, the meaning behind the sound, that all these things represent the meaning behind it. So there are two things that we have to work on. Means the first thing is try to be able to recognize the sounds better, and this helps a lot by brain soaking. Brain soaking ก็คือเอาสมองของเราอะจุ่มลงไปแบบล้อมรอบไปด้วยภาษาอังกฤษเพื่อให้เราคุ้นชินกับเซตเสียงซึ่งไม่มีในภาษาไทย which we don't have the exact sounds in English. There's no th sound in Thai sounds. มันไม่มีเสียงแบบอ่ะเนี่ยปทุมธานีอ่ะไม่มีอ่ะปทุมธานีไฟแลนด์เนี่ย it's not the same, right? Th sounds it's not equal to ทอทงright? So at first you need to understand that there are different sounds, and to recognize the sound first, this helps. The practice that helps is to familiarize yourself with the sound. The second part is to know the meaning of that sound, right? To know what it means. That's help with you taking the sounds, the input to output.Because you remember that set of information นะคะก็คือถ้าเกิดสมมุติว่าเราฟังเข้ามาอย่างเดียวมันไหลเข้าแต่เราไม่ได้เอาตรงนั้นอะแบบเซตเดียวกันด้วยนะคำพูดคล้ายๆกันในสถานการณ์ที่คล้ายๆกันเราเอาไปใช้พูดเงี้ยค่ะ you're gonna forget it even though you know and that point that it's this sound but it's gonna be hard for your brain to calibrate to understand comprehend that set of information that instantly คือเราก็จะฟังแบบเหมือนจะรู้นะว่ามันคือคำว่าอะไรแต่ว่าเหมือนมัน process ไม่ทันว่ามันแปลว่าอะไรอะไรเงี้ยค่ะแล้วมันก็จะฟังไม่ทันเนาะ so work on two things number one the recognition of the sounds ก็คือทำให้ตัวเองคุ้นชินกับเสียงนะคะสองก็คือการเอาสิ่งนั้นมาใช้เพื่อถ้าเราใช้เป็นแล้วเราก็จะเข้าใจว่าเขาจะใช้คือมันจะ recognize the pattern of language มันก็จะเข้าใจรูปแบบของการใช้ภาษามากยิ่งขึ้นก็สองอย่างเนาะ input familiarize and output โอ้โหนี่คำถามเดียวนะเนี่ย this is just one question thank you for the question it's very helpful I hope my answer I hope I answer your question or not Oh, we have a lot of international fans. Not fans, but viewers. Just stumble across. Hello from Cambodia. Hello from Thailand. Hello from Malaysia. Wow. Hi. I like this one. How to lose weight without exercise. Haha. That's what I'm wondering too. If anybody can answer me this, please give me the advice. I am struggling too. High five. Okay. อ่านไม่ทันแล้วเดี๋ยวไปทีละอันนะwait okay. How to study English by yourself. I did a video on this. ไม่ได้ขายนะแต่ว่าอธิบายไว้แล้ว ว่าจะฝึกภาษาอังกฤษตัวเองได้ยังไงนะคะ it comes back to the very basic, the very fundamental of English practice is the first thing is comprehensible input is to get enough input, enough and consistent input of the language means you gain and acquire some information. And that is, it's kind of easy, right? It seems easy, listening and reading something. So everybody is going to like I think almost every wonderful teachers out there are going to tell you to listen more English, to surround yourself with English, and to read more English, see more English, pay attention to English language, which is already around you, right? Especially in this digital age. So that's an input. But also another thing which you need to balance it out is also the output. Yeah, to be able to speak out, to be able to produce the language, to be able for your brain to start putting effort to use the language, to process whatever information out here and process it into words, in spoken words, in written words. So yeah, consistently, and also at the same time, give the output, speak out, and write things down. So by yourself is going to get tricky here when you need to get the output, right? So you might have to find activities that you can do by yourself. For example, I talk with myself, or I talk with myself. Or I record my voice, or sometimes I use the application, or sometimes I talk with my mom who's sitting right here. Something like that. Yeah. So some activities that you can keep doing it. I'm back. Why คอมเมนต์หายหมดเลยอ่ะ Can you hear me well? Can you hear? ทุกคนได้ยินน้ำไหมคะ I'm back. internet. Now, where was I? As I was saying, where's oh, I couldn't get the old comments. I'm so sorry. Can you guys, like, those who ask question, can you ask the questions again? The question is gone. The question is gone. Can you guys comment again? Okay. Oh, I'm gonna just continue with the new questions then. For those of you, I'm so sorry. I have some internet problem. If you asked questions before I was gone, please, would you mind typing it again so I can come back to you? Because I cannot see your comments anymore. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. Okay, Kun Powerit, what's your most favorite novel? The weird thing about me is I don't read novels at all. Yeah, I'm like, I know I'm lame. Yeah, I don't read any novel. I don't have a great answer for this. I don't have a cool answer for this. But yeah, I don't read novels. But if there's anything that I ever read and I enjoy that is fiction, I think it's probably Harry Potter. Is that a novel? It is a novel. Other than that, I just read like non-fiction books because I have to. Yeah. Okay. สวัสดีค่ะเพิ่งเข้ามาครั้งแรกเลยฝากตัวด้วยนะคะเฮ้ยนี่ BTS มาดูใช่ BTS ปะปังทันเพิ่งเข้ามาครั้งแรกเลยฝากตัวด้วยนะคะรับเข้ามาเลยค่ะโอเค Oh, I like this one. Usually I have some problems with Japanese and Indian accent. It's a unique accent. I totally agree. Me too. There were times when I have to attend international conference, and I was when I was a student, and I need to be like a note taker, like a rapporteur. And the speakers are, I think the speakers are Japanese and Chinese. And it's not that they are wrong, but that it's just how they speak, right? So sometimes it's difficult to understand. So the best thing that I think we could do is to ask them to slow down and sometimes like ask them to if there's certain words that you can never understand, you probably have to ask them to define it. Like, what do you mean by, or something like that. Yeah, but I think as we get to communicate and get used to the accent, it will get easier and easier. For example, if you listen to my accent for about, I don't have like a complete American accent. I'm sure my accent is still mixed, like Thai American, some British or something like that. But if you listen to me every single day, you probably find it easier and easier to understand me, right? So then I think the first thing that you can do is to ask them to slow down or explain things. The second thing is probably to get used to that accent, so to listen to it more, something like that. I think I used to have a student who struggled with Indian accent. I asked them to listen to some Indian speakers who speak English. I think one of that is Satya Nadella, who is a CEO of Microsoft. He doesn't have like a strong Indian accent, but there's a little bit of it that I think could be helpful if you really want to familiarize to the sound. So it's not anybody's fault, but I think if you really need to work on it, I think you probably have to familiarize yourself with that sound. I hope it helps. พี่คะมีแอปที่สอนภาษาออสเตรเลีย You mean English? Like Australian English? ไม่มั่นใจเลยอ่ะ I haven't come across that, but I know some like there are many YouTube channels that teach Australian English. I think you will find it helpful. You can type Australian English or something like that. Australian English, Australian accent. How do you motivate yourself to learn English? Sometimes motivation works, sometimes it doesn't. Motivation works in a short term. To me, yeah, motivation works in a short term. For example, you are watching me right now, or you see like a Thai person who speak English really well, and you want to speak just like them, or something like that. But there's gonna be times when the motivation doesn't push you through in a long run. I think setting a system to make it easier for you to take action every single day is going to be more effective in a long-term improvement. So, but instead of motivating yourself every single day, I think setting the system to make it easier for you to start taking action, start speaking out, start watching something in English more, I think that's much more important. I mean, it's equally important, but that side of it is also very good. โอเคกำลังมันเลยโอ้โหมีคนบอกกำลังมันเลยโอ้โห How do you understand different accents? Language exposure, I think. I don't understand every accent, but if you get exposed to different sounds, British accent, American accent, I still find it difficult somehow to listen to some American accent. For example, the southern part of the US, I find it difficult to understand. Like, I can understand, but not 100%. There's going to be some word where I'm not sure what they were talking about, or even some British accent, like people from, I don't remember, but like the Irish or something like that. I don't understand most of them. I understand like some parts, but not all of them. So I think the language exposure is very important so you might want to diversify the sound that comes into your head. So if you want to be able to understand different sounds, you probably have to diversify what kind of sounds you are going to hear. So if you only listen to American sounds, then it's going to be harder for you to get the language pattern of, British English. So if you want to understand many more different accents, you probably have to expose yourself to different sounds of English. Or not, I don't know. Okay. Wait. Okay, I'm reading your comments right now. Wow, we have so many people from YouTube. Interesting. I don't understand why my listening skills is better than speaking skills. I mean, I'm able to understand what they say in English, but I can't tell what I want to. It's like it's stuck in my brain. That is amazing statement. I like this one so much. It makes sense because, our brain is very, very, very smart. It has two different points, two different spots. Yeah. The first one is Wernicke, and the second one is Broca in the brain. So then the first thing, the Wernicke is a language comprehension. I mean, you take in the input and you understand something. But Broca is a speech area. It's a language production where you use your English. So sometimes it doesn't go like this. Yeah. For example, it doesn't go like this. When these words go into listening, go into my head, and then I can just ออกมา I speak the same thing. It's not as simple as that. Your brain needs to store the information. Yeah, you store the information, the data, and then you process it before you use it. You process it a lot. So then when you use it, you need require more effort to take things out of your long-term memory and then try to process it, try to tailor it, try to customize it, and then give the output, right? So it's more difficult because we used to take in information, but the output side of it, the production of the language of speaking it out and using it out is much less, because listening and reading is a passive action. You can do it much more often, right? But to use it, sometimes it's get a little bit tricky. Like, who am I going to speak to? Why am I talking like this? There is no purpose. So sometimes it's not balanced between the action of taking in the input and the action of giving the output of producing the language. So the things that we probably have to try to do more is to be able to find occasions, find opportunities and activities that you like, and try to increase the side of the language production as well. Yeah, so I hope it helps. I like this one. คุณผู้ท่าพุทธวันI'm sorry. Why didพุทธวัน Am I right? Why did you decide to make ฝรั่งอ่างหมอ fan page ครับพี่ธนา Yeah, I never get to talk about this, right? Yeah. It didn't start by me becoming inspired and motivated and wanting to change the world. It starts by on a conversation with my mom. My mom is really in support, like very supportive of me creating a platform where I can talk and sit properly. And help people, something like that I can, do something to help people learn. And she was, because I was already teaching, I was a tutor. Yeah, I teach in some schools for a group of people, for groups of people. And she was wondering like why I didn't start reaching out to more people so that maybe they can learn something from, or maybe gain something out of from what I do. So yeah, even the name comes from my mom. ฝรั่งอ่างหมอเนี่ยไม่ได้คิดได้เอง My mom was the one that initiated it, and also it comes from people around me that I think they saw something in me. I don't know, and they were very, very supportive of me doing something in public, which I have to admit, guys, I am an introvert. You probably are not gonna believe me, but I am an introvert, and I think I have a very, very, how do I describe this? Like I'm not exactly open. Like I'm not gonna be like vlogging like สวัสดีค่ะวันนี้ like you don't see me going to places or post about something personal about myself much, because I'm still an introvert and I'm still now. But I like to be able to convey and explain and talk, give information to people for them to be able to learn something and improve and inspired to do something. So that doesn't answer your questions, didn't it? Yeah. Yeah, I hope it gives you some insight of why how I started it. And I didn't expect that it would go this, like it's not like number one, but it's so much bigger than what I thought when I started. So thanks to you guys. I would never be able to, sitting down here and talking to you guys without you keep supporting me and, following ฝรั่งอ่างหมอ ร้องไห้ฝรั่งอ่างหมอนะคะฝรั่งอ่างหมอนี่คือโอเคOh, interesting. หุ่น Mao. Do you have some keys for English teacher to teach English for the kids who hate English? I think first thing first, we need to understand why they hate something, especially something that is a learning experience. Sometimes it's because of a certain experience in their life. Sometimes it's because of the pressure they get. Sometimes it's, first thing first is to have the empathy to understand why they hate English in the first place, why they're not confident, and to relate, empathize, I guess, with the kids. Sometimes you really like something, that's why you're teaching it, right? But to be able to understand people that are struggling is also very, very important. Sometimes we try to put too much of ourselves into the people that we kind of forget that ทำไมมันออกมาเป็นอย่างนี้วะ that we kind of forget that what it's like for the people that doesn't like it, or what it's like for people starting to do something. So yeah, that's the first thing. The second thing is knowing what they are interested in. If they're not interested in English, what are the kinds of things that they are interested in? Are they interested in gaming? Are they interested in singing? Are they interested in movies? Are they interested in sports? How can we associate English into the things they are interested in? Which I'm sure, because it's a language, the good thing about the language is that it can be in any form. And the good thing about English is that there are so many things to relate to. So if they're interested in sports, can we watch like a sports with like English in English channels? If they are interested in gaming, can we watch like a PewDiePie or someone who are very popular in gaming industry but also use English? How can we make it kind of like go with one another so that they kind of feel like okay, I want to know about this because I'm interested in this, and at the same time I don't like English, but I will try to understand. When I first started learn and practice my American English, I didn't start because I like English. I start because I like one YouTuber, and I got addicted to watching to this YouTuber. So even though I don't understand everything, I think I understand 50%. I keep watching the channels and the videos because I really like him. Yeah, so I think probably the two main suggestions I have. Hope it helps or not. Okay. Oh, TEP, tap. I'm sorry if I mispronounce your name. Tape. Okay. I'm the one who always speak fast. That's why I struggle with my English voice. When I speak fast, I cannot pronounce English correctly. Can you give me some ideas to deal with it? I speak fast too. and I admit that I speak very fast, especially when I get hype. Yeah, I'm still struggling with that too. But I think to slow things down when you can. For example, I think one exercise that is really helping me is to print out like something like a fairy tale or something like English text or textbook, and try to read it as slowly and as clearly as you can when you're alone. For example, this is another episode of English Chitchat, where I speak 90% in English, something like that, and do this kind of exercise a little bit more often, and be mindful about the pace of the language that you're talking, I guess. I hope it helps. Oh, hello, first time joining live this channel. Such a great content. Is it? I'm not sure anymore. แชร์ทุกวันเลยครับแชร์จนเพื่อนบ่นอ้าวจริงปะเนี่ยเฮ้ยคอนเทนต์ดีนะเพจเนี้ย could you please recommend some English books regarding grammar or vocabulary? Some grammar I don't know, but I really like this book. Let me show you. Okay, I really like this book. For it's not exactly grammar, but it's about language learning. But if it's English book, I recommend it. It's not a academic. Is it academic? It's about language learning. Yeah, it's about language learning. The book is called Fluent Forever, and it's about learning techniques. Yeah, it's about learning techniques, and it's about how you can learn more effectively, which sometimes we kind of forget that it's also very important to go into the details of how you learn stuff than focusing on memorizing things. Another great books is this thing. พี่หมอส่งมาให้นะคะพี่หมอชัชพลส่งมาให้ทำไมเราเลี้ยงพริกแต่กิน pork ยังอ่านไม่จบเลย but I'm working on it ทำไมแฮมเบอร์เกอร์จึงไม่มี ham for those who are interested in like history of English words and I think understanding the history of words help us to enjoy the language better so these like the box set ทำไมเราเลี้ยงพริกแต่กิน pork ทำไมแฮมเบอร์เกอร์จึงไม่มี ham yeah so if you like this kind of vocabulary learning history of language great books yeah okay what are your hobbies and interests what are your hobbies and interests do I have a hobby sleep yeah I don't have much free time to be honest for hobbies I'm working on it work-life balance but for now I think it's probably watching movies but because there's this idea of work-life flow and I really like it because I feel like some of like there's some parts of my work that I like video editing like so tiring but most of the parts of my work are the things that I like to do for example talking to you guys right now or creating curriculum for people to learn creating the activities for people to learn teaching but so some of I like to consider that as my hobby at the same time as work but of course I don't like 100% of the process and everything I'm sure even though you love your passion so much there's going to be part of it that you're like I don't want to edit my video it takes like the whole day so yeah I think first thing is watching movies is when I feel excited to do that after like a long project or after a long day I like to just be browsing Netflix and also my work as I'm doing right now is also my interest I guess interest is education I'm interested in education เดี๋ยวได้ดูมีสาระ Do you have methods to remember vocabulary English language? Yes, I do, and I would like to introduce that to you in a video. I made a video about how to remember vocabulary. Our lovely admin, can you please like send some links about that? There's a วิธีจำคำศัพท์ I think I introduced like 3 of them. Yeah, I'll send the link later. No, just เด็กฝรั่ง in general. Okay. Okay, คุณเหมาhaha it's really helped actually because I've never thinking that angle before. I would try to study more about my students. My name Mao. Okay, Mao. I'm a big fan of you, just so you know. Thank you. I'm gonna scroll through. Oh, okay. my favorite person from YouTube. What is the best tip you can share to language learners? Best tip? There's so many tips. How do I choose one? Enjoy the process. Yeah, enjoy the process. I think if you enjoy the process, it doesn't get like super like wow, super easy, but you're gonna like to keep doing it. You're gonna stick to it longer. So, and while enjoying the process of it, enjoying to be listening to something new every single day, enjoying even though you don't understand 100% everything, you're gonna keep listening to it. Enjoying speaking it out because it feels like fun to be trying different pronunciation. Enjoy the process because there could be so many things that you can apply along the way, but if there's no joy, it's going to be very difficult to keep doing it. But at first, it doesn't mean joy and ease are two different things. So at the very start, it's going to feel uncomfortable when you don't understand 100%. It's going to feel uncomfortable that you cannot pronounce everything you want. It's going to feel a little bit uncomfortable to be recalling words and you couldn't think of it. So there are going to be some struggle in it. But if you like the overall process, you're going to keep sticking to it, even though sometimes it's a little bit challenging. So if you think of the things that the obstacles as challenges, not as the end of the world, that is not as a hindrance, you're going to keep doing it. So that's, I think, is probably the most crucial thing. One of the most crucial things. There are many, many others as well. Am I talking too fast? I am. Okay. Please pronounce this architect. Architect. Am I right? Yeah, I think so. Please don't delete or remove this live video. Please, I will learn tomorrow. Thank you. Yes, we never delete any live here. เนี่ยตอนแรกกะว่ามันจะมาแป๊บเดียวเนี่ยคุยเพลินอีกแล้วเนี่ยตอนแรกกะว่าจะมาแป๊บเดียวเนี่ย15 นาทีตอบคำถามคุณเตชา is it necessary to understand the full sentence when you listen to English? I can understand what the purpose they want to say, or the main idea, yeah? Because I just grab some keywords they said, but I can't repeat the full sentence that they said. I think it's normal at the very start, and it's not necessary at the very start to understand the full sentence, because otherwise it's going to be very difficult to trying to understand every sentence. But to be able to recognize the patterns, and trying to find out if you get the main idea and you can connect the dots and you can guess what it means, that's a very, very good skill. The second skill is trying to recognize the patterns of what they try, how people use that language. And once you recognize that patterns, you try to use it. And as you try to use it more, it's going to fulfill another part of it, which means language acquisition, right? Comprehension. So then at first, you don't have to understand at the beginning of the practice, you don't have to understand every single thing in the sentence. But as time goes on, in the process of knowing more and being able to understand more, if you can recognize patterns, learn new words, it's going to be, let's say it keep increasing, yeah? If there are 10 words, let's say 10 elements, first time you probably understand 5 words. And then after 5 words, maybe after 1 month, you learn more vocabulary, you use more vocabulary, you speak out more, you understand 6. The next month, you understand 8. Another month, you understand 10. Something like that. Yeah, it's not as simple as that, but you get the picture, right? Okay. How long will you have a third 21-day English transformation means when it's gonna come, like we are going to open again. I think next year probably mid 2021. Is it possible to learn two languages which have different grammatical structure and sound system at the same time? How to learn without mixing them up? Ooh, I like this one. I learned Spanish while trying to improve my English. It got messed up a little bit. It got mixed up a little bit. But I think the context base help a lot. Sometimes I think for babies, sometimes they will have in some families that they want to try to raise a multilingual child. They will have one person speaking one language so that the kids remember if they want to speak to this exact person, they will have to use this. So I think context helps. For example, in this context, in this classroom with this kind of people, in this situation, I use English. In this context, in this situation, I use Spanish or something like that. So I think it's possible. And there are many researches, if I'm not mistaken, there are many research that shows that as you try to learn more, it doesn't overwhelm the brain capacity. It actually helps the neuroplasticity, means the learning, the neuron to fire up even better. So yeah, it's kind of like you're helping the brain to learn more. So your brain has enough capacity to learn more than two languages at the same time. But I think personally, it's not a universal solution, but personally, I think context, separating the context might help to understand, for example, different group of people, different contexts, different places, situations, something like that. What's your favorite quote? Work hard, be nice, stay humble. It's not my favorite. I don't have a favorite quote, but this is what I could think of on top of my head right now. So that's why. Okay. What do you think when Thai speak with their own English accent? Means Thai accent? I think is absolutely okay and it's normal and nobody should ever be discouraged or criticized for any kind of accent as long as you can communicate. I think people give a lot of value, which was not wrong at all, to accent. That you need to have a certain accent, and I at certain point I kind of want to be able to perfect my accent as well. I understand, but sometimes it depends on your goal, very much on your goal, your personal goal. Do you want to have a perfect accent, or do you want to be able to communicate well? So if you want to be able to communicate, มีคนตบมืออยู่หลังบ้าน if you want to be able to communicate, then that should be more than enough, right? It's like you want to have a job that earn you enough money. So you want to have a job that you can like live just fine. You don't want to be a billionaire. So you don't have to be bothered by people wanting like, you should be making billions and billions of money because you just want to live just fine and be able to take care of your family. It's all the same thing. Or not. I don't know. Yeah. But that's my thoughts on it. Yeah. I think that should be very much it. Do you like this kind of session? I don't know. Do you like this kind of Q&A session? I was a little bit worried that this is one of the very first time I didn't prepare anything and I just boom and just talk to you guys. So should I come out? Should I start doing Q&A live sessions like this more often so that I can get to talk to you and really answer your questions. Because when we have a certain topic, I feel like we didn't get to talk as much as I want to. So do you like this kind of session? So I can come back again to do this kind of special Q&A? Okay, you love this. Okay, yeah, I think that should be. I'm sorry for some internet connection problems again, but yeah, that should be it for today. I didn't expect that I'll be here this long, but because there are so many questions from you guys, it makes me feel really happy to be reading your questions, and even happier to know that I could be of help to you more or less. I hope it's a helpful session and okay content ถึงกับเขาเรียกอะไรนะ starter เลยถึงกับแบบ I tend to be very careful about like how I speak publicly because I feel like okay I hope I didn't speak anything that's not good. Okay, yeah, if you like this episode of special English chit chat of special Q&A, please leave a like, please leave a like and share it with your friend so that they can practice listening and interacting in English as well. So help all of us, including myself, get over our fear of using English, of making mistakes, and yeah, try to use English more confidently. Yeah. If you like to follow us on other social media channels, we have Facebook, we have YouTube channel ฝรั่งอังมอเขียนเหมือนกันเลยนะคะ and we also have TikTok ฝรั่งอังมอ FARANGANGMOR, and we also have Instagram, which we teach one word a day, every single day, new vocabulary every day, and line at. That's it, I think. Yeah, thank you so much. I hope you gained something out of this, and I hope that you continue to support and follow ฝรั่งอังมอ I will keep working really hard to, produce more content that could be helpful, that I hope is useful and helpful for you all. Thank you so much. Have a good night. Bye bye. สวัสดีครับ